These are 2 matches. One for me and one for Drake. Well, no. No. Fuck that. And here's one more that represents all the people that fucking Hank abused. Fuck him. This is me burning his pictures. I'm gonna watch it burn. I'm gonna hang out with Mikey and I'm gonna watch it burn. I know I said I was gonna hang out with Mikey for this, but Pop needs to be here for this. Pop totally needs to be here for this. Pop said about that son of a gun, he said people like him, they need to nail his nuts to a stump and push him backwards. I agree with you, Pop, on so many levels. Pop was one of my heroes. All the Peterson boys were. Iniquities and all, but as my cousin said once, it's really hard to live up to the precedent those men set. That Pop. Right here, my Pop. He's the coolest, funniest, kindest, one of the most badass people I've ever met in my entire life. He was there at D-Day. He was at Battle of the Bulge. He told me once about how came under heavy fire. I don't know where it was, but under heavy fire. So he took cover, started shooting the direction. Now, I need to make a super duper thing straight though about this. Pop, well, he was super duper proud, because that's all I need right now. The story's better than a toke, but he was very proud that he expressed he never murdered anybody in war. Now, murder is when you intentionally kill somebody. Now, he shot cover fire. That's what he would do. Asterisk on the no murdering thing. It comes into play real hard. So he's under heavy fire. Clack, 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 clack. Goes underneath a truck. Clack, 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 clack. Awesome. We're moving forward. He gets out from underneath the truck. The truck was full of explosives. Now, I told that story once, and my favorite reaction was, well, your pop must have known something, right? Explosives blow up, not down. Well, back to, oh, my hero. Oh, Pop. Well, the not murdering thing came to a head where he had the specific choice to take someone's life or not. It was Christmas Day. They were behind enemy lines. The snow kept falling into his mess kit, making the gravy thinner and thinner, making it almost just forever. It's cold, thin, gross tasting, as most MREs or whatever they're fucking called. Stupid military. Not all you people that fight because you want to do something good, but like fucking assholes that make war. Fuck them. Anywho, back to this. But behind enemy lines, he's frustrated. I love my grandpa, but he would have Norwegian hunger attacks, as we call them, and you know, he was the best man ever unless you took a sandwich away from him. It's understandable. I get that way too. It's probably, you know, the hungry grumpies. The Humphreys. That doesn't work that well. Anyway, so he just like to the ground. I gotta walk around. I get that too. I get pissed off. I gotta walk around. It makes me blow off steam, and like in a kind of spiritual way, like since Jesus walked everywhere and I'm like a pedestrian as well, like I kind of feel like I'm walking with Jesus. And also like Noah, I love Noah. He's one of my favorite Old Testament characters. That's a joke. They both were expressed to walk with God, so like I don't know, walk, at least that's my interpretation of it. Whatever. So he's walking with God on Christmas Day, and he sees the enemy. Now, unequivocally right now, without any question, fuck Nazis. Fuck Nazis, fuck all fascists, fuck that shit. Asterisk on that. It's gonna be great for later. It's really gonna pay off. Anywho, asterisk. But not for this story. It's a different story. Well, he sees the enemy sees him, and that moment, Christmas Day, they looked at each other, alone in the woods. My pop expressed, he expressed, this guy, the enemy, another person swooped up into this machine of war that no one knows how to run, but keeps trying to fix it. That's my quote, not his. But he sees this guy that is the enemy, but what he sees is someone's son. He sees someone's sweetheart. He sees I like to talk about it as that spark, that peace that's like, everyone that's not you is God. They dabble about talking about it in all sorts of religions, but like, I like to think of it like God's DMing the game of life to you, you know, and everyone that's not you is like the NPCs that is being described to you by the DM, which is God, you know, the everything, you know, not necessarily the person that appeals to you for you on your behalf at the end times, you know. That's Jesus is my superhero and my defense attorney. Anywho, but he sees that spark in the other person, and like, you know, people just want to be recognized. You know, like when you see a little kid, doesn't talk yet, they like wave at you out in the store or something like that, and then you wave back, and it like registers. They're like, oh, I reached out in the world and someone validated that I exist. So, but they had that moment, and they nodded to each other and they parted ways. Neither of them went and like, oh, there are these guys, let's go kill them. No. They went in peace. Yeah, smoking. Yeah, fuck the bad people. So, but they went in peace. So Pop's like, Pop, I'm the best man I've ever known. He got so many state-sanctioned pieces of jewelry, except for the heart of purple, because he didn't get wounded at all. What a badass. Now, this is the heartbreaking part, though. People don't talk about this, but he talked about it with me. He expressed how hard it was liberating the camps. How he would literally have to stop these poor, abused, that last bit of spark of person just left, barely above being defeated, if not defeated, but they weren't, because they were being released. But how hard it was to have to stop them from going into the nearest town and fucking killing the first motherfucker that they saw. Because they knew that those people in town knew what was happening at the camps. Burning people flesh smells like only burning people flesh. So he had to stop them. Because they were so... I mean, of course, they had all of the right to exact any type of retribution. But they could barely walk. It would just be cruel to see that, allow that. And also, some fat, sausage-bellied, full asshole that was like, yeah, totally cool, yeah, let's burn the Juden, or the retards, yeah, fuck them, or the faggots, all of them, yeah, whoever's not me. Fucking assholes. Sorry for, not all Germans are that. You know, they're not. They're just monsters out there. Monsters are real. As proof of Hank and everything that Pop and I've gone through. Heck, Drake's gone through. Monsters are real, and the struggle is real. But the only way we stop from becoming monsters is by not spreading the struggle to others. When we intentionally spread the struggle to someone else, that's when we become monsters. All sin is selfishness. There's a lot of evil selfishness. Hank was definitely one of those people. That's why I'm burning that. That's why Pop's hanging out with me while I do it. It's smoking, but you know what? It's time to put it out. Fuck you, Hank. I'll let the ashes of that fucking hateful son of a cool off from my piss. And I'll use that as paint to finish that painting. Fuck Hank. Fuck bullies. We don't have to take it anymore. Stand up to bullies and erase their hate. Oh, that being said, I found a cache of Nazi state-sanctioned jewelry. And long story short, after a little bit of side questing, I love side quests, I found a great friend with a kiln. You know what we're gonna do with them? We're gonna melt those motherfuckers down. I wanted to just destroy them, but Dana was like, why don't we repurpose them? Fuck them. Let's make something good out of them. So I'm gonna make a peace sign out of one, and I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna make a Star of David out of the rest. And that's going to one of my best friends in the whole fucking world, Pavel. My favorite Russian Jew mathematician, musician, footy badass. He deserves to have it. He once said, when there wasn't bread on a table, he's like, where's the bread? Well, excuse me, he goes, where's the bread? And it was explained to him, well, hey, like, this restaurant, the starch isn't bread, it's something else. And he's like, no, dude, you don't get it. Where's the fucking bread? And I'm like, no, dude, like, you don't get it. And then, no! My grandmother did not survive the siege of Stalingrad, or is it Leningrad? I can't remember. That's me using his accent to not remember. I believe it's Leningrad. Anyway, the siege of Leningrad on nothing but vodka and bread. For me not to have bread right now, fucking where's the bread? So, I love it. He earns it. He earned it. He's awesome. I love him. Side note on him. Years ago, international students were getting harassed at the college he was at, and in the form of throwing oranges at him, which, fuck that. Why are you gonna waste food and be hateful? Fuck you. That's a double you're an asshole. So, not on fucking Pavel's watch. Not at all. He fucking yells at this dude. The fucking most badass thing I've ever heard anyone say. I love it. He goes, hey, why did you come over here, dude? I'll fucking drown you in your own fucking blood. So, this citrus-chucking, racist coward fucking runs away. Of course. Bullies. They're all cowards. And Pavel, did one of the many decent things he does all the time, because he's awesome. He's just decent without having to believe in God, which, that's awesome. That's great. I love and believe in God, but, like, it's extra awesome when there are people that, like, are like, yeah, I don't really believe in an imaginary space wizard, but I need to be, we need to be moral. You got to be civil to be considered part of civilization, So, he says that most badass thing ever. I love it. I'm gonna say it again. Dude, why did you come over here? I'll fucking drown you in your own fucking blood. Chef's kiss. What a fucking badass. So, the cops knock on his door, and they ask him if he said, and I quote, dude, why don't you come over here and I will drown you. I'll fucking drown you in your own fucking blood. Did you say that, sir? He goes, yes. I'm like, dude, you can't say that. He's like, dude, what about freedom of speech? And he's like, okay, yeah. And dude, I was totally standing up for people. Okay. You can't say those things. Bye now. Pavel, you badass. Thanks for standing up against hate. Just like Pop. Just like so many people do. I'm gonna leave with this. I heard a story about Mr. Rogers. Not the urban legend, how he's got confirmed kill tattoos up and down his arm because he was like World War II's most deadly sniper, and that's why he wore the cardigan. I can either confirm or not deny that, but I do think it's neat. In a multiverse, that happens. That's happened in one of the multiverses. Anyway, but not that. After being wrecked after World War II, Mr. Rogers confides with his mom. And flabbergasted after all of it. And he's basically like, why? And his mom basically was like, well, I can't answer that. But what I can say is that whenever there's an emergency, whenever there's a natural disaster, anything where massive strife has happened or is going to continue to happen, look for the helpers. They always show up. Look for the helpers. Now, I don't know if she said this, but I'm going to add a little piece. I totally believe that. But when looking for the helpers, be one until you find others, and then continue to be a helper. But be helpers. Have a blessed day.